Hey, my Caribbean family, and welcome back to my channel. So, in today's video, let's just get straight into it. In today's video, we're doing Unpopular Opinions Caribbean Edition. Too many people like to assume things they don't even know about. They don't know about our culture. They don't know about who we are, but they want to assume. So I just wrote down some of the stuff. You can't even see some of the things y'all sent. I don't know if we'll get through all. Hopefully we do. That wasn't even all of them, but you know, I just filled the page and let's see what people assume about us. All Caribbean people are Jamaican, and I put a ×3 next to it. I got that comment so much, and I think another one was like, not all Caribbean people are Jamaican or Trini. I would say this. A lot of people, especially in the US, when they think of the Caribbean, they think of Jamaica. Only thing about Jamaica, Trinidad too, because I feel like that's the most common Caribbean culture here. Like, obviously they have other Caribbean cultures in the US, but I think a lot of them, majority of them, are Jamaican or Trini. So I mean, it's not a surprise, but yeah, not all Caribbean people are Jamaican. You have St. Lucian, you have Bajan, you have Guyanese. Well, everybody attacking me, Guyanese, not technically the Caribbean. I understand they're not technically the Caribbean based on their geographical location, but based on their culture and their soul and their heart, the Caribbean in my opinion. Okay, Guyanese, whatever. We have Saint Martin, Martinique, Dominica. We have how many places, like, and a lot of people don't know about them. So educate yourselves, people. Caribbean people don't speak English. That one kind of funny, because I've had experiences where people came up to me and was like, oh, how did you learn English so well? Or I'm surprised you speak English. Or like, you know, I thought you would be speaking another language and stuff like that. And it's like, a lot of the Caribbean country was colonized. Caribbean islands were colonized by Europe and England, to be specific. So obviously, we know English, y'all. We know English. We speak English. If we come to you speaking English, don't ask how we know English, because
we grew up speaking English. Thank you.
All Caribbean people believe that everything overseas is cheap. If this is not the most factual thing I've ever read in my life, like literally, every time I go, oh, you're getting things so cheap up there. Oh, how come you don't have this? Or how come you didn't bring this down or whatever. Well, come and buy it, Come and work up here and go and buy it. You work in America, people, you have to pay for rent, you have to pay for water, light bill, you have to, you know, pay for your cell phone, pay for this. By the time you work, and you pay all your bills, you barely have money to spend on yourself, and that's what people fail to realize. And then after that, they want you to come and buy things to put in barrel for them, and you have to pay the barrel to ship down for them, and they probably will make you pay, what you call that, customs too. They'll probably ask you to send money to pay that too. You mean to tell me you'll have to be so indiscreet? It's one thing, like maybe if somebody's sick, or if you know your family member really needs something and you say, okay, let me send it. But I feel like at some point people just getting so used to you know, sending them barrel. Like, we have to work hard too, we have to do things. And I think even when I went down, I think when I was 16, I went down St. Lucia. People expected me to have so much money. I'm like, I'm 16, I didn't even have a job yet, I still in school. Like, just because I'm in the US, I just go have money just so? That doesn't make any sense. People believe that the Caribbean is nasty. I don't know why people would believe that. Caribbean people are one of the cleanest people, honestly. Like, you take a shower in the morning, you take a shower before you go out, you take a shower when you come back home before you go and sleep. All we do is bathe. I don't understand why anybody would feel like we nasty, or in that way, as in hygiene. Like, I don't understand why people would say that. As Caribbean people, we are not nasty, and don't ever think so. If you say, and if that's what you meant by nasty, that's what I take you say as nasty. I don't know what other nasty you think, you know. All Caribbean people condoms. I agree. Not all Caribbean people condoms. Because people have to realize just because you grow up in the Caribbean doesn't automatically give you a waistline. You have to work on your waistline, practice your waistline. You know what I mean? And if people don't practice their waistline, they're going to have a waistline. So, not all Caribbean people can dance.
We all should have rhythm.
But then again, not all Caribbean people have rhythm. Then technically, what if somebody was born in the Caribbean and they came there when they were young and they weren't exposed to that? Like, you can't expect all Caribbean people to learn how to dance. Like, and don't judge the Caribbean people that kind of dance. People assume that once you are St. Lucian, you like to mind people's business. That's so funny. A lot of people say that. They'll be like, you know Lucians already. Or, but he Lucian or something like that. Because they assume that a lot of Lucians Zafe moon. They Zafe moon. And I ain't gonna lie.
A lot of y'all Zafe moon.
For real, for real. But not all of us, not all of us. I'm a St. Lucian, I doesn't mind people's business. I just be on my own height, you on your own height. If we have an issue, we talk about it, it's done. Because I don't have nothing to do with your business. Your business is your business. My business is my business. Yeah, not all St. Lucian people like to mind your business. There are St. Lucians that like to mind business. Like, there are specific St. Lucians, their job is to mind your business. But you'll know them when you see them. Trust me, you'll know them when you see them. But other than that, like, I feel like a lot of us, especially now, probably before the mind your business thing, the Zafe Moon thing was probably more thing. But I feel like now, people on their own heights, people trying to do what they have to do for themselves. Like, nobody not really watching other people. Dominicans are from the Dominican Republic. That's a good one. Because for me it was the opposite. I had never heard of the Dominican Republic. I know about Dominica, but I didn't know about the Dominican Republic. So, and now they call people from Dominica Dominicans, and they also call the people from Dominican Republic Dominicans. So I guess people always, but a lot of people only know of Dominican Republic. A lot of people up here really, I wanna run. But a lot of people up here never heard of the actual island Dominica. So they usually assume once you say you're Dominican, they assume you're from the Dominican Republic. They are two whole different countries. Not all Trinimanders horn. That's funny. I never dated a Triniman, so I cannot tell you about them horning. All I know is all Manders horn. Yep. I wouldn't say Caribbean Menders horn. People that say African Menders horn. People that say Jamaican Menders horn. People that say every Menders horn. But all in all that's saying is to you,
Man does horn.
it don't matter where he from. He can be German, French, African, man does horn. And that's just that. I don't know why they do it, but they doesn't. But I will say, people does horn for different reasons. I'm not trying to justify horn, you know. But you know, like, man will horn because they don't care. Man will horn because they feel insecure. Or maybe they have another reason, like I don't know, like some other reason they're thinking of and that leading them to that. That doesn't make it right. But some people, like, I feel like you can forgive cheating, but it depends on the person reasoning behind the cheating, if you understand what I'm saying. But if they cheat more than once, then that's it. But if they cheat one time and they explain to you and you're like, okay, it's still not right, but I'm willing to give you another chance, whatever, that I can accept. But if you horn me more than once, then you, in my head, you just don't care, and that is that. The Caribbean only has vulgar music. The Caribbean music in general is very diverse if you think about it. Caribbean music, we have calypso, we have reggae, we have, you know, dancehall, we have soca. We have so many different genres within the genre of Caribbean music, and a lot of people don't realize that. Like, if you only expose to, let me see, artists like Vibes Cartel or like Alkaline, you can say, okay, their type of music, you know, they use a lot of vulgar language. Soca is all, like, a lot of soca songs about, like, you being you, uplifting yourself, having fun, being with your friends, don't worry about man. Like, a lot of soca songs are like bomb. So when people say that, don't mind them, because they don't know what they're talking about. You guys, y'all have to be educated before y'all assume things. People think that all Jamaicans are rude. A lot of people think that that Jamaicans are rude, actually. But no lie, y'all can be rude sometimes. Like, I feel like a lot of Jamaican people are very blunt and they'll tell you how it is, but in their head, they're not being rude, but to you, like, A lot of nice Jamaicans. Like I said, I know a lot of Jamaicans, very, very nice people. So that assumption is definitely not right. Everybody is different, no matter where they're from. Every individual person is different. So you cannot assume somebody rude just because they're Jamaican. Not all Jamaican are rastas. Not all Jamaicans smoke weed and say, yeah, man. That's true. A lot of Jamaicans are not rastas. There's a lot of people, like, in general, in the Caribbean, there's a lot of rastas that are not Jamaican. Like, there are good bit of rastas in St. Lucia. They have a good beat. I'm sure they have a good beat in Trinidad. And not all Jamaicans are rastas. That's a fact. Not all of them smoke weed. That's a fact. If you want to smoke weed, you can smoke weed. If you don't smoke weed, you don't smoke weed. So assuming that somebody smoke weed just because they're Jamaican is stupid. I've heard people say yeah man and stuff like that, but I think that people assume like every time you tell a Jamaican something, they go just say yeah man, yeah man, yeah man, and that's not the case. You know, Jamaica has a wide array of vocabulary, so I don't think y'all should assume that's all they just say. Hear me. Education in the Caribbean sucks. My opinion, I don't think that. I think the Caribbean has one of the best education systems. Well, I talk a lot about St. Lucia because y'all know that's where I'm from. I don't want to assume things about y'all countries, and I never go there, never went to school there and stuff like that. But I feel like in St. Lucia, the work is more challenging than up here. I will say that I didn't finish school in St. Lucia, so now I'm in university. You know, I'm challenged and stuff. But yeah, I definitely don't agree. The education system in the Caribbean is great. The only thing that flaws it is the fact that after you get your education, the economy and the government and everything else, politically and socially, don't allow you to strive with the education you have achieved. You know, because you had to get jobs, or sometimes you have all this knowledge, but you cannot get a job based on, you know, what you know. Sometimes you just have to settle for a job lesser than, you know, what you can do, and it's a sad thing. But yeah, Trinis sound like they're singing when they talk. Do Trinis sound like they sing? I don't think these Trinis sound like they sing when they talk. I think Trinis have, like, in my opinion, Trinis have the best Caribbean accent. Like, Trinis accent is just great, in my opinion. So I don't feel like they sing when they talk. But I can see how people would assume, like, feel like they sing when they talk. But it's just the accent. But I feel like the accent is, like, one of the best accents in the Caribbean. Somebody said people assume that we live in huts, always at the beach, and that we eat from coconuts. We don't live in huts. The Caribbean has other things to offer besides the beach. But I ain't gonna lie, I just be by the beach a lot, but not as much as probably people think. And we eat from coconuts. Unless we get in the coconut water or the coconut jelly, you know, we eat in a regular plate with a knife and a fork. So people in St. Lucia, base everywhere below Castries is south. I'm not going to lie, that's me. I'm one of them people. Usually when you say up north, I think of Castries. Like, anybody say I going up north, I'll not think of Unslurry, I'll not think of Connery's, I'll think of Castries. Maybe Grosile, but Grosile above Castries. So then again, what you're saying is right. But if you really think about it and you look at the map, up north is a good chunk of the island, but I think people just assume Castries, Grosile, that's up north, but for the south, it's crazy. Like, I don't feel like I count any of the middle districts. Like, but I count, like, Castries and Grosile, Rodney Bay area as the north. And in the south, I count, like, Labrie, Vieux Fort, Soufrière. And then everything in the middle, that Jamaica, Trinidad, and Barbados are the only places in the Caribbean. That goes with the same thing, like, you know, Jamaica and Trinidad are the only Caribbean islands. And I think that it's just that I feel like they're more well known. These islands, Jamaica, Trinidad, probably Barbados too, more well known. They probably have a lot more immigrants from them places in America or wherever the people are. So then they'll just assume that's all they know. And then also, like, all the other Caribbean islands are smaller, so, you know, they don't get as much exposure and stuff like that. It's a whole bunch of things that goes into people thinking that. But then again, people really need to educate themselves, and that's another reason why I started the channel, because, like, so many of the Caribbean islands are just underrepresented, and it's crazy. Caribbean people are inferior to Africans. Personally, I've never heard this. I've never heard anybody say, "Oh, like we African, we better than you." Actually, I feel like in the States, Caribbean and African people are united in a sense, like we bond with each other. I've never heard anybody say that. I don't believe that everybody's equal. I don't feel like any country is inferior or whatever to like, and no people inferior to any other people. The only way you can say that something is superior, if, like you can say, oh, America is superior when it comes to industrialization, because we know that's a fact that, you know, America, the technology, the buildings, what they do here is definitely more advanced than like some of the stuff we have back home. As a people, I'll never say Americans are inferior to Caribbean people or Caribbean people are inferior to Africans. Like, I will never say that. We all people, we all have our own thing doing, we all have our own culture, and I think all cultures should be respected equally, because I'm sure I want people to respect my culture, so I respect theirs. You do you, I do me, and that's done. I'm not any less than you, you're not any less than me, and that's just it. Assuming St. Lucians always have to speak Creole or that they know it in the first place. So I put two together. One was like what I said, assuming that St. Lucian people all have to speak Creole, and I think the other person said that assuming St. Lucians know Creole. This goes different ways. You know, St. Lucia is an island where both Creole and English is spoken. Like me, I speak Creole, but I don't think my Creole is very good. I don't think it's very fluent, but that's because my parents never spoke like Creole in the home. Like, they would say something, but they never spoke to me in Creole for me to learn it. I learned Creole from like going to school with my friends that knew Creole, or going around the village and you're hearing the old people like speaking in Creole. Not all St. Lucians have to speak Creole, not all St. Lucians know Creole. And that's just that. Some St. Lucians, like you said, people who leave the island young, you know, I'm sure they don't know as much Creole, but that doesn't invalidate the fact that they're St. Lucians. So yeah, and another one had said, like, you know, St. Lucians and Haitians are not the same, because both islands speak Creole. People always assume like if you speak Creole, you Haitian, because Haitian, you know, Haiti is a bigger island, so they associate Creole with Haiti and stuff like that. But no, a lot of islands speak Creole. St. Lucia speaks Creole, Guadeloupe speaks Creole, yeah, Haiti, a lot of Caribbean islands speak Creole. I feel like we do have differences, obviously, because, and that's the thing, St. Lucian Creole and Haitian Creole is definitely not the same. I feel like Haitians lean more towards French. Like, when a Haitian person speaks, in my head, it sounds really, really French. When a St. Lucian person speaks, it does sound French, but I feel like, you know, St. Lucian Creole is more like broken down. I don't know how to explain it, but our Creole is different, even though it, you know, stems from the same place. People assume that because you are from the Caribbean, we are dumb. I never heard nobody assume that. Yeah, I obviously very much disagree. Like I said before, when we're talking about, you know, education system, I feel like the Caribbean has one of the best education systems. And we're definitely not dumb. Caribbeans are very, very, very intelligent people, very honestly. I think that people just assume that because, you know, like I said, economic-wise, industry-wise, like, because we are not as advanced as other countries, they assume, oh, like, they don't know nothing and stuff like that. But literally, the reason is because the government, when I tell you the government, like, that's a whole nother topic. But also, not even just the government, just based on our history, like being colonized and having to, you know, like all that stuff makes us what we are today. And some stuff, you know, came good from that, some stuff not so good. But we are very intelligent people. I don't think we're dumb at all. If you assume that, get your life, because no, not at all. So that's all the unpopular opinions / assumptions I have for you guys today. You guys can keep commenting if you want, and I'll probably do a part 2, maybe add some, you know, African unpopular opinions or something like that. We'll see. Update the playlist, reacting playlist, will probably be done next week for you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That's all I have for you guys today. Also, hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. More music videos will definitely be coming soon. More, you know, up close and personal videos will definitely be coming soon. Yeah. I hope y'all had a happy Mother's Day. Boom. Guys, I forgot to leave a shout out at the end of the video. So I want to shout out my girl Ketsia. Period. She's been watching my videos for mad long. We work together. She watches my live on her
Number
TV.
one supporter right here.
Right here. Period. Alright guys, like I said, don't forget to
Like, comment, share, and subscribe to my girl channel. You already know.